Reincarnation and Biblical Judaism have a complex relationship. The concept of reincarnation, the belief that the soul is reborn into new bodies across different lifetimes, has long been a subject of fascination and debate. In many Eastern traditions, reincarnation is foundational, while in Western and Near Eastern religious thought, particularly Biblical Judaism, its presence is more nuanced. In this video, I will explore where reincarnation and Biblical Judaism agree and where they diverge, and whether Jews should consider it a reality in their lives. Where do Biblical Judaism and reincarnation agree? At its core, reincarnation and Biblical Judaism both engage with the idea of the soul as an eternal entity. Judaism teaches that the soul, the nefesh, ruach, neshama, is divine in origin and returns to source upon death, as found in Ecclesiastes 12:7, which states, "Therefore the physical body returns to the ground, as it was, dust, and the spirit returns to source, who gave it." This aligns with reincarnation's assertion that the soul is not bound to a single physical lifetime, but exists beyond bodily death. Furthermore, both traditions recognize a process of moral and spiritual refinement. Judaism teaches that individuals must strive toward righteousness and that consequences for one's actions extend beyond this life. Although biblical texts focus more on the immediate divine justice or collective national consequences, see Deuteronomy chapter 7, verses 9 through 10, later Jewish thought, particularly in mystical tradition, introduces the idea that a soul may return to complete unfinished spiritual work, an idea akin to reincarnation. Therefore, there is, however, significant divergence between reincarnation and Biblical Judaism. The Hebrew Bible does not explicitly mention reincarnation. Instead, it focuses on divine justice operating within a single lifetime or through collective judgment upon a whole people. Concepts such as resurrection, tekiyat ha'metim, in the Messianic era found in Daniel chapter 12, verse 2, and Ezekiel chapter 37, suggest a future revival of the dead, but never refer to it as an ongoing cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Additionally, biblical thought largely rests on the covenantal relationship between Hashem and Israel, where rewards and punishments are tied to obedience to the Torah. Reincarnation, as traditionally understood in Hinduism or Buddhism, assumes an independent cycle of rebirth governed by karma, whereas Biblical Judaism attributes divine justice to Hashem's direct judgment rather than an impersonal cosmic mechanism. Now, I've mentioned the word karma several times, so an understanding of its meaning would be helpful. In Eastern thought, particularly Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, karma is a principle of cause and effect governing moral actions. It is the idea that every action, whether thought, word, or deed, creates an energy or a vibrational frequency that will return to the individual in some form, either in this life or some future lifetime or future lifetimes, through the reincarnational process. Jewish mystical traditions, particularly within Kabbalah, introduce Gilgul Neshamot, or the transmigration of souls. Works such as the Zohar in the 13th century CE and the teachings of Isaac Luria later in the 16th century CE propose that souls may return to correct past transgressions or fulfill divine missions. This mystical perspective aligns more closely with reincarnation while holding on to basic Judaic thought about the soul, but remains distinct from the classical or traditional biblical worldview. The big question for us is, should Jews consider reincarnation a reality? Well, the answer depends on one's perspective within Judaism. Mainstream Orthodox, conservative, and Reform movements do not emphasize reincarnation as a core belief, focusing instead on moral accountability within a single lifetime and the eventual resurrection. However, Within Hasidic and Kabbalistic circles, reincarnation is often accepted as a part of the soul's journey. For Jews seeking a deeper understanding of the soul's purpose and the afterlife, reincarnation can be a valuable concept for personal and spiritual growth. However, it should not overshadow the fundamental Jewish commitment to ethical living, mitzvot, and the covenant with Source in this lifetime, the here and now. While biblical Judaism does not explicitly endorse reincarnation, it does share common themes with the concept, such as the soul's eternal existence and the pursuit of righteousness. Later Jewish mystical traditions embraced reincarnation as a mechanism for divine justice and soul perfection. Whether Jews should accept reincarnation depends on their theological inclinations, but it should always be viewed through the lens of Torah values and Jewish tradition, rather than looking to multiple lifetimes for redemption. Jewish teaching emphasizes the importance of living a fully righteously life in the here and now. Well, where do I personally stand on this issue of reincarnation? I am of the opinion that reincarnation is a purposeful tool and plays a part in this matrix or simulation we call physical reality. That being said, I also see it, along with the concept of karma, as a trap that, if misunderstood, can keep an eternal soul, which is already perfect, in a continuous and unnecessary loop, or cycle of life, death, rebirth, with total amnesia, on and on ad infinitum. As an eternal soul created in the image and likeness of Source, we all have complete and total free will to choose to experience life in this simulation or not. There is no continuous karmic debt that needs to be rectified or paid or to escape from by a seemingly never-ending cycle of physical birth, death, and rebirth, unless that is the soul's free choice to make. I'd love to read your ideas in the comments section below on this idea of reincarnation, especially as it pertains to living a Torah-directed life. If you learn from or find my videos to be helpful in your life, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. As stated before, all my videos can be found on Rumble, YouTube, and across the various social media platforms. Links to my Shmu's Views Locals community, blogger page, and Substack are in the description of this video. So until next time, Shalom.